Alright, squad, buckle up because we have a lot to unpack today. The Genshin Impact version 3 beta is an absolute roller coaster, and the community is literally losing its collective mind over these latest changes. We're talking about some massive swings, from Durin's huge kit adjustments and Albedo's totally unexpected buff, to the whole Jehovah got fired again meme taking over the subreddit. This patch has sparked one of the most hilarious and passionate reaction threads I've seen in ages. So, in this video, we're gonna break it all down. What actually changed, how players are reacting, and what this could mean for the game's meta moving forward. Buy 6,480 Genesis crystals with the 6.0 limited pack for only $79 at lootbar.gg. Returning users can also grab an extra coupon for up to 5% off. The link is in the description. All right, massive announcement time. To celebrate this awesome community and everything we just talked about, I'm feeling generous. Once this channel hits 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away 5 Welkin Moons to 5 lucky winners. That's 30 days of Primogems for each of you to save for your favorite characters. All you have to do to enter is 3 simple things. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below telling me which character change you're most hyped for. That's it. The winners will be selected and announced in a community post once we hit that 1,000 milestone. So get liking, subscribing, and commenting. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, I need to lay down a quick disclaimer. Everything we're talking about today comes from community test server reports and player analysis. None of this is officially set in stone by REWORKS. My goal here is to synthesize what's being publicly discussed, highlight the changes that multiple testers are confirming, and give you a feel for the general consensus in the player base. So, with that out of the way, let's start with the big one. Let's talk about Durin, everyone's favorite dragon who, and I cannot stress this enough, still cannot actually fly. His elemental burst got some serious love in this beta. For both his light and dark forms, the multipliers got a significant bump. In his light mode, the total multiplier jumped from around 410% up to roughly 463%. Over in his dark mode, it went from about 440% to nearly 490%. That's a clear, straight-up increase to his overall damage per hit, but it doesn't stop there. The sustained damage ticks from his abilities also got tweaked. The white mode ticks got a bit stronger, while the black mode ticks were toned down just a little. Most players are reading this as REWORKS trying to balance the two forms, so one doesn't completely outclass the other. But the real theory crafter bait is his brand new scaling passive. Instead of just giving him a flat damage bonus, Durin's burst now gets an extra 1% base damage for every 100 points of attack he has, and this caps out at 25%. So, if you can get him to around 2,500 attack, which is totally doable with decent artifacts and team buffs, you're hitting that maximum cap. This is huge because it means the harder you build into his attack stat, the more his burst naturally scales. It opens up so many new possibilities for his builds. People are already running the numbers and finding that his dark mode might actually become the stronger option once you push past that 2,000 attack threshold. And the synergies keep coming. His passive and his second constellation now apply Pyro and Dendro resistance shred when he hits burning enemies. It sounds like a small wording change, but it's a game changer. It suddenly slingshots him right into the heart of burning team compositions. We're talking about teams with characters like Kinich, Toma, or even some experimental Alhaitham burning setups. It's so unexpected. Like one commenter perfectly put it, Durin being another burning support wasn't on my bingo card, but I'll take it. Rare win for my Kinich team. Meanwhile, his first constellation got a complete rework. It no longer gives a burst crit damage bonus. Instead, the maximum stacks for its effect jumped from 12 all the way to 20, and the dark mode multiplier got a boost from 100% to 150%. Some players are comparing this new scaling to Shenhe's Icy Quills, saying it heavily rewards the on-field damage dealer. There's still some debate on exactly how those stacks work, but the general feeling is that this is a good trade-off. You lose a chunk of crit burst potential, but you gain a ton of sustained attack scaling. His fourth constellation also got adjusted. It now grants a massive 40% burst damage bonus for 20 seconds after he gains his Cycle of Enlightenment. The catch? The chance to not consume stacks dropped from 55% down to 30%. so it's a bit of a nerf to his overall uptime, but a massive boost to his damage during that buff window. It's a trade-off for sure, and of course we can't talk about Durin without addressing the community's favorite running gag. Can he fly yet? I am not kidding, this is probably the single most common comment in every thread. People adore his animations and his lore as Albedo's dragon brother, but they are utterly desperate to see him actually soar through the air instead of whipping out a boring old glider. One person summed up the collective feeling perfectly. Just let him glide on his own wings. I'll be so annoyed if he uses a glider. So even with all these legitimately powerful gameplay buffs, the dream of true dragon flight lives on for another version. Now, moving on to Jehovah. The entire subreddit basically turned her into a meme overnight. Jehovah got fired again, became the new catchphrase, and it's all because her fourth passive, called Curatorium of Secrets, was completely removed in this version. Now, it's unclear if this was an intentional nerf or just a data error, especially since Nefer also had a passive disappear, which makes some people think it's just a bug. But what testers have confirmed is a really nice fix to her cooldown mechanics. Her skill cooldown now officially starts after her special state ends, not during it. This might sound like a tiny, insignificant tweak, but it actually cuts her total rotation time down from 20 seconds to about 18. As one player expertly broke down, that can boost her overall team damage by around 10% in teams that operate on an 18-second cycle. It's one of those subtle quality-of-life fixes that just makes her feel so much smoother and more comfortable to play. Then we have Venti. At first glance, everyone panicked because they thought he got nerfed. His first constellation lost its elemental absorption feature. But once players realized what was really going on, the reaction did a complete 180. His additional arrows are now purely Anemo-infused. Why is that good? Because it means they benefit directly from his own viridescent veneerer Anemo resistance shred. Instead of having his damage split across different elements, it's all consolidated into one element that he specifically built to debuff. So, what looked like a straight-up nerf on paper is actually a solid buff for anyone building Venti as a DPS. The change to his Storm Eye, removing its effect on other Ventis in co-op, is apparently just a clarification for multiplayer, so all you solo players are completely fine. Albedo, on the other hand, just keeps winning. Somehow, our favorite Chalk Prince got a surprise buff. His passive talent, Calcite Might, now gives a flat 240% skill damage increase right out of the gate, instead of scaling up per Dark Isotoma flower you place. Before, you had to place multiple flowers to get the maximum bonus, which was clunky and slow. Now you get that max bonus instantly. It's not a massive raw damage increase, but it makes him feel infinitely smoother and faster to play, especially for those of you with his C4 or C6, who have to carefully time your plays around those flowers. The community is describing it as a small DPS gain, but a monumental quality of life upgrade. One comment hit the nail on the head. Albedo will deal more damage quickly now, and can be used in plunge teams again. And that's really what it's about. It's less about the numbers going crazy, and more about making the character feel good and usable. In a move that surprised everyone, Mona is making a bit of a comeback. Her C1 effect, which boosts her lunar phase charged attack damage, was restored after being MIA for a while. Players, especially those who love playing her as an on-field DPS, are absolutely thrilled. There's some skepticism about whether this change will survive into the live version, but others are just happy to see her getting some attention again. It's funny how even the smallest Mona change instantly revives the hope that she'll somehow synergize better with future Hydro units, even if for now it's just a straight damage boost for herself. And finally, let's talk about Razer. He survived. Just the fact that he made it through this beta untouched made a huge portion of the player base breathe a massive sigh of relief. For weeks, everyone was expecting a nerf to his absolutely insane scaling that was showing up in endgame simulations. But nothing happened. The comment sections were flooded with lines like, "Razer lives another week," and "No Razer nerfs is actually insane." Of course, other players were quick to point out that his clunky attack animations and the fact that he needs super rare artifact sets already limit his real-world power, so maybe that's why the developers left him alone. We've also got some smaller notes, like a Therdis, which players have confirmed is Durin's signature weapon. It received a minor buff, with its elemental burst damage bonus increasing from 12% to 16%. It might seem small, but because it scales so nicely with Durin's new attack-based passive, it stacks really well into his overall reworked kit. So that's the full rundown on the version 3 balance pass and how the community is reacting. It's been a wild ride. Now I'm curious, what do you guys think? Which of these changes are you most excited about? And be totally honest with me, are you still holding out hope that one day, in a future update, Durin will finally truly take to the skies? And if you want more updates and breakdowns just like this one, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out. Buy 6,480 Genesis crystals with the 6.0 limited pack for only $79 at lootbar.gg. Returning users can also grab an extra coupon for up to 5% off. The link is in the description.